Hey guys, welcome back to Our Wyoming Life. My name is Mike, and today we're doing something that's going to be a whole lot of fun, and that is the largest unboxing that we've ever done on the ranch. Unboxing videos are a thing where people take things out of boxes and show what comes in the box. I don't get it, but it's a thing, so we're going to do it as well. And I know our kids love it, and when this box showed up, they were like, what's in the box? What's in the box? And really, I was kind of wondering that myself. Because this box came from our friends at Stull Feeders. You've seen us use the cake feeder plenty of times as we head out to feed the cows. And maybe this is something to do with that. Maybe it's not. Not exactly sure. Stull Feeders has been helping us out on the ranch for years. We got our first Stull feeder, I'm guessing around 2010 or so. It was actually a four-wheeler mounted unit, and then we worked our way up to one that sat in the back of the gator, and now we actually use one that's on a trailer. They have a lot of different types of feeders available, and you can get them directly from their website, stullfeeders.com. As a part of a way to say thank you to them and a thank you to you guys for being a part of our lives and of course being fans of Stull Feeders, we have hoodies to give away along with this video and Stull Feeder hats, which I don't have, but I will have, and I'll be able to send them out to you. All you have to do is like this video, leave a comment, and make sure that you subscribe. It's that simple. Check them out online, stullfeeders.com. Let's get to this whole thing, this unboxing thing, and see what's all in this box. I really have no idea. I'm kind of excited. And why wouldn't I be? This is a big box. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. I can't even barely budge it. This, my friends, looks to be a brand new Stull feeder for the ranch. And I can tell you that if they followed any of my suggestions, not that they're all mine, but I did have a chance to talk to Josh, the owner of Stull Feeders, and I had some ideas that they were actually already working on. So I'm hoping what I was thinking is incorporated in this one. Must be smarter than the box. That. It's so shiny, I'm almost afraid to use it. All right, so I can already see one improvement that's actually been made, and I'm going to show you this right here because we're going to kind of compare this one to our old one. This is weather stripping, and one of the problems that we've always had with our Stull feeders is that they can get wet on the inside. If they get stuck outside or we're in a storm or something like that, the water or snow or something like that can blow in. This looks like this probably alleviates that problem and will be beneficial. These are our assembly instructions, although it looks like it's pretty well assembled. All that we have left here is our handle and a pin that we can use to keep the slider from opening as you're driving down the road. Very simple to build. And I do believe when you order them from the website, they probably don't come assembled like this. You actually have to put them together. I think I'm just a little spoiled. I did this one. Here we go. There's another change I'm going to show you over here. I just noticed. As compared to the old Stull feeder is this little shield here. I'm guessing that this shield, when you close it, it's obviously keeping the weather out from the chute itself that you drop down. Also, it looks like they've changed how this part is built as well. We'll take a look at that as we get everything, or well, as we start putting this together, because what I'd like to do is actually take this one and put it on our trailer. Hey Jeff, you got your radio on?
Yes, sir.
Hey, is there any chance you could grab a four-wheeler and bring the cake feeder into the sale barn?
I can do that. I'll be right there.
Thank you very much. So Jeff really has no idea what was in this box. I think he had a clue, but you know, when it comes from Stull Feeders, you're going to think, hey, it's a Stull Feeder. But we're going to bring him in here and show him what we've got, and then he's going to give us a hand in switching this thing out with our old one. We're going to take a look at some of the differences between the two side by side, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing out and try it out. One of the really cool things, and a whole new thing about this, is that now, because it's not only a cake feeder, now you can actually feed grain through these things as well, which for us is great because we're finishing steers. And if we can feed grain through this, that's a game changer for us. We're not filling up buckets full of grain every single day and feeding them to the steers. We're now able to go and feed in bulk, just like they would in any large feedlot operation. This could be a game changer for folks that finish steers on their own farm and offer direct to consumer. This will make your life a whole lot easier. How you doing, Jeff?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Hang out with me, man. Check this thing out. We've got a brand new feeder here from Stull Feeders, and we were just taking a look at just seeing if we could figure out some of the differences between the two, because this is kind of redesigned. It's based around the basic design that they've had for years, but they've made a few minor tweaks. Now I'm going to give you 30 seconds to find at least 2 changes that would be beneficial on our new feeder here.
Oh my gosh.
Brett, feel free to just move stuff out of the way, because you kind of got to get around it.
Well, 2 changes?
2. And there's more than that, but I'm just giving you 2.
Well, there's a longer chute.
Okay.
And a rain guard.
There's one more that if you open up the top here, this actually, we've ran into this problem before, so if you...
Not that.
That weather stripping. So our old one doesn't have anything even close to this. So this should keep the weather
out,
you would hope. Because we've actually went to feed cake before, and it's a solid block of cake. Yeah, exactly.
It also keeps this from sliding off willy-nilly.
That's true. I bet you they never even thought of it. Actually, they probably did. They're pretty smart. They're way smarter than I am. So I thought what we would do is put this thing on our trailer. So we'll take off the old one. We'll kind of compare them side by side and see if there's any other changes that we're looking for. The other big change for this one is now we can actually feed grain through this also.
Really?
I'm not exactly sure how and what changed to make that possible, but I think that that's going to be really interesting too, because now we can load this thing up with grain or cake or whatever we want to do and take it over and be able to feed the steers. Almost like they do in a great big old fancy finishing school.
That's right.
Unlike ours. That's more like Cornell.
They measured the same.
I hope they're the same size.
It fit the same trailer.
If not, then I'm not so smart. SMRT, I'm smart. All right, so we're gonna take off our old one. I'm hoping all the electrics and everything still work in this one the same way, although I'm not exactly sure. We can leave most of our guts on here, right?
Should be able to.
All right, let's, how are we gonna get this off of here? I don't remember how we got it on.
Pick it up.
Up. Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe not.
Is it still attached?
I don't know.
There we go.
You got the light in.
I got the end with the motor. Oh my God. Okay, can we just slide it down here maybe? No, we can't, because we have a battery here.
There's a battery in the way.
We gotta go up and over the battery.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Do we need a tractor? If I can get underneath it, I think we'll be okay. Oh my gosh, this thing's heavy.
There we go. Okay, down.
It's trying to cut my head off.
You all right?
Yeah, it's trying to guillotine me. All right. Okay, that was heavy. I'm glad you guys didn't have to see that. That was very unattractive. But we got it off. All right. So on this one, we've got a battery. This is just a regular old interstate battery that we have hooked up to a battery charger, or a, what are these called? Maintainers?
Maintain float charger.
Float charger. For some reason, we have two of them.
Did one quit working, remember?
Oh, did one quit working? Okay.
The lights quit going on, so this is the good one.
That's the good one.
Of course.
Oh, it's Noco. Very cool. Okay. And these are our bolts that hold the thing on. That thing was a little heavy. Are you sure there's not cake in there?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh no, it's empty. It's heavy empty. Okay. Really quick, let's take a look at a couple things here that have changed behind with the old one. Obviously our chute here, a lot different. This is just our hold on. And you can see there's, I don't know if there's a little bit different design here on the way that this stuff comes out. It's obviously got a different design here. I'd say we put them side by side, but I'm sure that one's just as heavy.
Sure
I really don't want to carry it over here.
Okay.
Let's bring that trailer over here closer.
Let's move it closer. Instead of having to carry it full length of the tongue.
Oh, look at the big brain on Jeff. All right. Did you just wiggle? All right.
Well, you know.
Whatever, man. Whatever you got to do.
I don't know how we're going to get under it.
Ah, that's the problem I'm having too
We're going
here.
to tilt it towards the wall to get our hands under it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Now we get under it and
Not quite underneath it. All right. Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
we're not far enough over.
Oh my, I hope you guys got that in video.
There's a nut in the way.
Excuse me?
There's
Your
a
what's
nut-
in the way?
There's a nut in the way. Jeff, get out of the way.
Hold on. Hold on, I gotta get a camera over here. Okay. You got it?
There's a nut in the way. Okay.
And a piece of cake. Okay.
I got mine in.
All right.
Your way.
Yep.
Too much.
Too much?
I think.
I don't know, I can't see the holes.
I can't either.
All right, so we got a button again. And power again. Super easy. Red and black. Of course, this one's black and red. All right, with that hooked up, now we're gonna grab our Noco charger. And this we just clamp on the battery so we can keep it charged. Which really means when you remember to plug it in, but that's neither here nor there. And I could wire this directly into the battery. I choose not to so that I can move this charger around if I need to. All right, Jeff, we're hooked up, ready to go. The button's in there if you want to do the honors and let her rip for the first time here. I'm going to open up our chute.
Open the chute and let her buck.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a lot quieter.
It is way quiet. Did it turn?
Yeah, it turned. Yeah,
Wow.
do it again. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, we should have left our old one hooked up so we could fire that up and you could hear the the train that thing sounded like when it took off. So I'm still trying to figure out how this thing is different that it's able to feed corn. Because if we look at the back here, there's a very nice little deal. This feeder sits down inside the bed of a UTV or goes on a trailer. It comes with a 4-inch auger, 12-inch motor that works off any auxiliary battery. Motor draws 20 amps, on-demand style switch, manual regular flow inside the feeder adjusts for different grain cube types. Feeder has a capacity of holding 600 pounds of whole corn, and it's a great feeder for all types of livestock, including bait piles for wildlife. Yeah, let's hook up the four-wheeler. I'm gonna grab a bucket of cake so that we can try both. You know what might be a good idea? You might be right. Let's try running some cake through it. See if cake comes through.
Okay.
Then we'll put some grain in it. We'll put some grain through it. Then we'll try both at the same time.
Okay.
And if we clog it up, I'll shovel it out. I'm used to shoveling stuff out.
Don't make it heavy before. Okay.
Ready?
Now you can make it heavy.
Okay. There we go. 1 bucket of cake. No, I don't have any hands left. You're gonna have to push the button. Okay, let her rip. Maybe we haven't opened too far. Maybe we'll put too much cake in it.
Jam right there. That one right there. It's going backwards.
What?
No, that's right.
That's right.
Counterclockwise pushes it out. Clockwise pushes it out. You're right.
Okay, so how are we gonna fix this? We saw. Right back. I'm gonna have to get in there with a screwdriver and move it around a little bit. I think we're gonna have to tighten. Go ahead and give it a try, 'cause it's too late now. We gotta get it all out.
Wonder if the battery doesn't have enough juice.
It's been plugged in, right?
Yeah.
No, it's good. I can feel it. Now, go ahead and give it a try. Keep her going. If you can.
I'm holding it.
Don't hold it down. Yeah, it's jammed right there. I hate doing this with my fingers. Well, so, go ahead and try it. Too much cake coming out at once. This down. Good.
It's coming out.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have to adjust this. So,
I don't have any pliers on me. What's this?
it moves on both ends. Still
Buttons underneath there.
I figured out, I know how you can do, why it does grain and it doesn't, the old one didn't. It's right there. So if you look in here, there's like a, see this little house here? Mm-hmm. It keeps the grain from going down right there. On the old one,
So it
grain
pulls it instead of just dropping it.
Yeah, on the old one, the grain would just fall through as you were even when you're driving down the road, it would just be falling right in. So this one keeps it from falling, so I can talk about that. Okay, so we gotta take off this back shield really quick, too.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because there's sliders on both sides. I think it's just letting too much cake in there at once. So there's another.
Letting that down won't change that. It's still pulling it.
Yeah, but it's not all gonna fall down as fast. inside, into the auger.
The bottom is where it's coming, where it's jamming. You see what I'm saying?
It's jamming right here.
Yeah, so no matter, it's not falling here, it's pulling from the back and jamming here.
Right, but if there's not as much cake in there,
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just trying to...
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
If there's not as much cake, then it'll just flow around this thing instead of...
I got you.
I'm guessing. I don't really know.
I
to tell you the
got you.
truth.
Well,
So,
now what size are
where do you think? That's probably ½ inch. Let's see, is that ½ inch? Jesus Christ. So 3/8 probably.
Put all the tools away.
Maybe 7/16. Okay, hit it. All right, Jeff, this is one of the best parts of my job or our job or however you want to put this, but I like being able to figure out things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can make things work for yourself or in your own circumstance, right? So here's what we figured out. So when you're feeding cake, we're going to use this little slider. This is an adjuster right here. And what this does is moves the whole thing up and down. We'll show you what that looks like from the inside. Okay, so take it up and down. All right, push on. There we go. So there it is, fully down. And when it comes up, it basically gives a little bit extra room for the cake to flow through so that it doesn't get jammed up in there. Then when you're gonna do grain, you bring it all the way back down. So, and this is what we figured out, that inside this thing, there's a little house. And that's really hard to see. It's this part right here, and this keeps the grain, when you're feeding grain, from falling down into the front part of the auger. If it falls down into that portion of the auger, it's just gonna spill out the front, which is why we can't feed grain out of the old one. It is missing that little house part, which keeps, sounded like I was in a tunnel there, keeps the grain from falling out. So Jeff, you were right. We can't feed both at the same time, although it's a pretty quick switch in between the two.
It is.
Which is really nice. So, what do you say we go grain the steers?
Okay.
And we'll see how it works for that circumstance. And then, well, we can cake the steers too, because they're getting a little bit of cake right now. So we could grain them, and then we can switch and do some cake. So one problem we're going to have here is that we actually have two different areas of finishing. So we have two different rations happening between two different groups of steers. So that we're going to have to figure out. I basically think we're just going to have to load this thing up twice, once for the first ones, once for the second ones, but I think that'll be pretty simple, and hopefully it makes sense to do it that way. Grace is over here to give us a hand with this part of this project. You know what we're doing?
No.
We are feeding the steers. Okay?
Okay.
So the problem that I can see is that because we have two different groups of steers, we have to feed them separately. Because we had no way of knowing who's going to get how many pounds unless we just load it up into the thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Unless we figure out some counting method or something that every 2 seconds, 20 pounds of feed is coming out, but that sounds like a giant pain. So let's do one at a time for now until we figure out how we're going to do this exactly. So start out with the A team.
Sure.
So how many pounds of grain are they getting per day now?
Per day? 80.
80 pounds, so that'd be 4 buckets.
That's 4 buckets. They get 3 in the morning and 1 in the evening.
So we're going to feed the A team. Let's give them 40 pounds tonight.
Okay.
And a couple scoops of beet pulp, which is actually a fiber additive to keep them from getting the poops. And then we'll see how well that works. That gives us a little bit extra to test with. More than we would actually feed this evening, but
Right.
a little bit extra, a little bonus.
About half a pound half a pound per bucket.
Okay.
Keeps them regular.
Yeah. And each one of these buckets is about 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I climb up the ladder and look inside?
Can you climb up the ladder and look inside? Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Don't fall in.
I won't.
Hi, Grace.
It's dark in there.
It's dark in there? I bet it's dark in there. It's dark over here. Okay. We've added our grain, and it's not falling out. Sweet.
Wow.
Very cool. Yeah, go ahead and start it there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you're gonna have to get closer. There's the piece of cake. Yeah, you're gonna have to get almost right up next to that thing.
Yeah, that's
Okay, hit it. You're gonna have to go a little slower.
Yeah, try. Have to back up again.
Okay. I think that's it.
I think it is.
Okay, so now we go and reload for the other team. And try it again.
And then do cake.
And then do cake. Jeff is gonna head back over and load up again. Here are my thoughts. So in a feedlot setting, a little more difficult to do because you have to be able to move along such a slow speed, which is a little bit tough to do on a four-wheeler. Maybe if you had it on a gator or something like that, you might be able to do it. Four-wheelers make it a little bit hard. But I can see the advantage of if you wanted to creep feed. If you wanted to creep feed in the field and be able to give calves creep feed or something like that, or grain, that's where I think this could really come in handy with that feature as well. So we're gonna go ahead and feed the next ones. The other team of steers over here, this is our B team. We're gonna feed these guys, and then we're gonna put cake out as well and see how that works. Okay, let her rip. Well, that one seemed, that worked a little better.
I still went too fast, so I've got more left.
So my thought was if you were feeding like creep or grain in the field where you're just laying it on the ground and letting them come up and eat it, I think this would work
Excellent.
excellent. With the bunks, it's a little tough to do just because you have to be able to drive so slow. You have to be able to judge exactly how you're laying it out. You don't want to get to the end and you haven't dumped it all out.
Exactly.
I think there's a little bit more planning to do. I think it's doable.
Yeah.
It's going to take some work and some planning, and then when you change your ration level and you up their feed, then now you got to refigure it as well.
Yeah.
So a little tricky to do in bunks, unless you had really long bunks. then I
Yeah.
guess it wouldn't matter.
If you got a full-length bunk and you just fill it up and go, you could actually go around again to empty it.
Right.
So-
Yeah. Yeah. And you could do the same thing here too. Technically, if you had some left, you could make another circle and come back over. Is it easier to do it with the feeder or just do it with a bucket?
The first time, it's easier with the bucket.
Right.
But you saw the second was smoother.
Right.
The second bunk was smoother than the first. So it's just a matter of getting, your muscle memory. Where do I need to be? How fast do I need to go? How many times do I need to push the button? I think it's a good system.
I think too, when you get up to the point where these steers are getting 100 pounds, at each feeding, like it's much easier to put it into the feeder.
Yes.
And not have to worry about hauling buckets all over the place. I think
Yes.
that makes sense too. All right, we've got one more thing to do, and that's to put out a little bit of cake. Grace, do you want to feed them cake by hand?
No.
No. So we're going to use the Stull feeder again. Let's dump our cake in. Now this time, you've got 2 bunks to hit. This is like a video game. You've got 2 bunks to hit with whatever you put in the feeder.
Gosh.
Think you can do it?
Yep.
All right, let's set it up. So before we had our cake feeders, we used to actually cake with bagged feed, which if you can figure out how to do it and get bulk feed, do that. Anything that you buy in a bag is going to cost you way more than if you just go to the mill. That's my biggest suggestion. That when I get emails from people and they're saying, how can I reduce my feed cost? Say, find a mill. Go and buy feed directly from the mill. If you go to Tractor Supply, they're buying it for $300 a ton. They're putting it in a bag, and then they're selling it to you for $1,000 a ton. So if you can get it yourself for that $300 or $400 a ton without the bag, yeah, you're gonna have a little bit more work involved. But with tools like the Stull feeder, it makes that work a whole lot easier on your end. A little bit left in there?
Yep, a little bit.
Okay, can you grab us that bucket of cake there, Gracie?
So I can lift it.
Yep. Can you lift it? Look at you go. All right, we'll dump that in. Good job, Gracie. All right. Okay, so cake worked just as well.
Yeah,
Seems
it works.
it works. That's what we're going for. So you may have noticed Grace on the four-wheeler riding with Jeff there, and really, in case anybody was wondering, Jeff really has become a part of the family here on the ranch, just like Stull Feeders has. And having people and things that work for you and work with you is great. So a lot of the new additions on the Stull Feeders, the waterproofing, the shield over the top of the chute, and of course being able to feed grain out of it. I think these are game changers for a lot of farmers and ranchers out there that are looking for more efficient ways to feed their cattle, whether they're in feed bunks or just in the field. So check them out, stullfeeders.com, and be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to get yourself entered in to win one of those Stull Feeder sweatshirts and Stull Feeder hats. We'll be announcing winners coming up in the next couple videos. Haying is just around the bend, and Thursday's video, we're deep into it. And we're gonna be haying away. We're gonna show you the haying process, how it works. Are you excited to hay, Grace? You don't know. Well, we are, and we're excited to bring you along with us as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. We'll see you next time, right here on Our Wyoming Life. Grace, you want to say goodbye? No? Not today? Okay. Do you guys want to say goodbye? I think they want more cake.
They probably do.
Actually, I'd like more cake too.